Hi everyone, this is YC. Welcome back to YC Cooks and Bakes. This evening I'm going to be making some Canadian butter tarts, a dozen to be specific. And I thought you might want to know how I make my Canadian butter tarts. I'm trying to block that horrible light back there with my head. Right now I am melting my butter for this recipe, which is a quarter cup. But in the meantime, I can put the rest of the ingredients together for you. I already made the pie crust. For a dozen large tarts, you make like a double pie crust. Um, and I'll show you. This is my homemade pie crust dough. Okay. And I actually ended up with some of it left to do more tarts, but I just put it in a baggie. It'll keep in the fridge until you want to make more or make maybe a small pie, a single crust pie or something. Okay, so today I'm gonna use a large clear Pyrex. Let me put you forward so you can see. Okay. And we're going to start off with the half cup of brown sugar. I hope I'll have to check that butter. Hopefully it's melting. Okay, there's a half a cup of brown sugar. I'll go check on it. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm back, and I had like I said, I had a quarter cup of butter, which is like a half a stick on the stove on melt. I'm laughing because we had chops tonight, and my son told our dog, you didn't get any because you didn't eat your dinner. And sometimes she'll wait and leave her dog food in case we have any trimmings to go in it. He said that she didn't get a chop because she didn't eat her food. Okay. Anyway, the quarter cup of butter is melted, but this is a half a cup of brown sugar that I put in. And I can't remember if I told you I have an apple pie crust recipe that I already have on my channel if you need to know how I make my pie crust. But any pie crust recipe you have will work for the Canadian butter tarts. You can look one up. And there's a fattening one that you can look up too that has brown sugar and everything in the pie crust. It's all in what you want. Okay, so to this half cup brown sugar, we are going to add a half a cup of the corn syrup. And they ran out of the light one. I usually buy the light one, but I got the dark this time because that's all they had left in the stores. You know how it is these days. And that's good right there. And just in case you're confused about corn syrup, and look at I got you can see on my sleeve I got flour from when I was making the pie crust. You can see this red sign right here. Well, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but right here it says no fructose. So just so you know, it's 0 grams of high fructose corn syrup. I wanted you to see that because what this is completely, it's completely different. And I think some people get that confused, which it may be why they put that on there. You know. Okay. I don't know if I could get that off. I'll go out there with the laundry. I got long sleeves on because, it's been cold in South Carolina lately. And it picks up everything, these dark shirts. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and put in the half stick that I melted at this time of butter. Go ahead and use my Okay, just like that. Stirring it around some so that it cools, because I also have to put in 1 egg into this. Okay. All right. This is looking good. And then we have to put in a teaspoon of vanilla. And a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Oops. Hello. Okay. And then basically that's it, because the raisins and nuts and whatever you choose to use, you're gonna put right in your right into the tart cups. I don't know if you knew that. You pour this in after you put what you want in the cups. Some people will put, like if you're just doing raisins, they'll put a little bit of raisins right in their mixture, or pecans, whatever. But it's easier, and you could divide the fruit and nut easier if you put it down in the bottom of each tart shell first, and then pour your liquid in. Okay, so we'll do that. Let me see. And I sat down and cracked these nuts fresh one day. I normally just use raisins, but I was talking to Diane, and she said she likes, the kind that have the nuts in them. So I'm going to go ahead and put nuts and raisins. And because I asked my boys, would you rather have nuts in them or would you rather have raisins? And they said, well, we like both. I'm like, well, both it is. Here we go, So we'll put a little bit in each one, and then we'll put a little bit of raisins in each one. And whatever I don't use, I can have for other baking, This is a mixture of walnuts, pecans, chestnuts, almonds. It's a mixture. Yep. Okay, so now, not really much left, really. I'll just keep this baked for when I crack more, because I got a great big sack of different mixed nuts. We'll use some raisins. Now I wanted to tell you about this. This actually comes from Food Line. But when you're in this, if you're not in a store that is economical, like Trader Joe's or like Aldi or anything like that, if you're in a store that's like a Kroger or like a Food Line or Publix or something big like that, look for their store brand for raisins. Because if you get like Sun-Maid or a bigger brand like that, right now the price of these is through the roof. I mean, it's sky high. So you want to look for the store brand, and I'm going to tell you, they're just as good. The raisins are just as good. Okay. And remember, you cannot give these to your dogs or your cat. You can't give these to pets, and you can't give grapes to pets. So just remember that if you're going to make these. So I'm just going to drop a few in each little shell. I don't know, you can't see me dropping them in there, but they are going in there. And I'm actually great out of groceries. That was actually even my last egg. But the reason I had this stuff, I had bought a lot of this stuff from a long time ago to do stuff that, you know, within mind, oh, I'm going to need this for the holidays. I'll go ahead and get this, that, and the other. And that's why I had some of this, you know, stuff that I'm doing right now. And it seems strange because, like, we're looking for bread and milk and eggs and stuff, and here I got stuff to do decadent treats with, you know. But it was, you know, it just worked out like that. Okay, I think that's good. And then I have a lot of raisins left for some more or another kind of dessert. Okay. Now, of course, that's what they look like. You can see the bottom, right? I was trying to go through the history of these, and it is Canadian cuisine, and I'm Canadian. And I did grow up with these. My mom made them, my grandmothers and my aunts. I was like my memes, you know, would make them, and really did a beautiful job. And so we always had these. And but there, I looked at more of the history online about it, and apparently there is still to this day is an ongoing debate on whether the Canadian butter tart should be runny or not runny and hold together like a gel kind of, you know. You've had the little tin things in the stores, like little pecan pies and stuff like that, the little tarts, and they're real sugary and they just stick there, you know. Do you like yours like that, or do you like them a little bit runny, which I think they should be? So I'm on the little bit oozy, ooey gooey, gushy, gooey kind of side. That's the side I'm on, that kind of oozes out onto your little plate, you know. That's the side that I'm on. But that debate to this day is ongoing, and I thought that was interesting. But if you make these and my recipe gets too runny for you, you can eliminate, you can cut the corn syrup in half and add that part into, you know, brown sugar. That's how you do that. So you just add more brown sugar. Okay, and I put this in this Pyrex thing with a spout so that I could pour it. And that's what I'm hoping to do. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get a cloth so that if it starts to drip. Okay, I'm back. And I'm going to start to pour each one. I hope I get my cloth ready. Looks like part of the egg wasn't mixed up right. I mean, it'll all cook, but I want everything to be kind of even. You don't want to overfill them, because if this stuff boils over, you talk about a sticky mess. Ooh. You just kind of cover the fruit and nut, and then you lift up on it, you know what I mean? Because you want to be able to go around to each one of them. And again, this will go in at 425 degrees. I am going to check for you to see if that's how long they're supposed to stay in. How long they're supposed to stay in is some recipes say 15 minutes, others say longer, some say shorter. So I'm going to go check that out. Because over the years, I have attained many different recipes, from all of our relatives making these. So you can only imagine. I just kind of sorted through to get the ones that I like, And I don't want to spill this, so I am going to show you what they look like. See? Oop. See, I almost dropped you. Okay. Anyway, that's what they look like. And I'm going to go check on that time for you, and I'll be right back. Okay. I'm going to try to do these for about 15 minutes, anywhere between 12 and 15 minutes. And that's it. That is how you do the Canadian butter tarts. And remember, the pie crust is on my apple pie video. But it's really simple. And I'll make sure I leave the recipe in the description. Okay. Thank you. You all have a good night. Bye-bye.